5 things I hate about my Talaria Sting. Number 1 is going to be the battery rattle. Honestly, the battery is super loose inside of the Sting underneath the cover, and I'll show you guys that in just a second. So here's the battery compartment, and as you can kind of see, it has like a little bit of back and forth play. I'm on a stand right now, so it's probably a little bit hard to see. But as you can see there, it has a lot of back and forth play, which causes it to rattle like crazy on trails. I've seen a couple things about people putting a rubber piece up here, which already has one, but it must not be long enough to actually fully sit on the battery. And I've seen also people put ratchet straps on the side, but personally I think that's a flaw of the design if you have to ratchet strap your battery down. But yeah, that's number 1 thing I hate about this bike. Number 2 is actually the handlebars. The handlebars, when they come stock, are super low. See how right now I have a riser bar on? Basically, when you get the stock handlebars, they're actually at this height here. They go straight across from there. So they're really, really low, but it's something you can actually fix with aftermarket, of course. But I think honestly, they should come with riser handlebars on them because it looks a lot more aggressive and it just feels a lot better for taller riders, because I imagine most of the riders on these bikes aren't going to be super short or kids. So I feel like they should have put riser handlebars on it from the start. But that is the second thing I absolutely hated about it when it was stock. Number 3 is the seat. The seat is absolutely horrible on these bikes. Now, one thing I noticed versus the Sur-ron versus the Talaria, the Sur-ron kind of sits more flat here and doesn't have so much of an arch. The arch is nice when you're riding the trails and stuff, but most of the time I stand up anyways when I'm riding trails. But for long journeys, like going to work and stuff, the seat can get very, very uncomfortable. I find sitting back more is more comfy. And yes, I've seen people put like tall aftermarket like cushion seats on these, but they look horrendous in my opinion. So yeah, but honestly, most of the time you're riding standing up, but if you are sitting down for long commutes, the seat is very, very uncomfortable, and that's something I will never actually change on the bike unless I put a different seat cover on. But yeah, very uncomfortable. Number 4 is the light at night. I work afternoons, so when I come home at night, the light is honestly kind of it's okay, but it's not the best. I ride a lot of back roads on the way home, so there's like no lighting on the road whatsoever. Now with the Talaria light, the stock light, it's really weird. It just does like a square beam across, like it's just like a strip, which you'd think it would be like a round kind of like bulb, more of like a circular or oval shape because of the like shape of the light, but no, that's not the case. It actually is just like a square light, and it doesn't cover very much ground and not very much like very far ahead of you. Of course, these bikes aren't super fast, so you're not going to be going too quick, but the light is definitely a flaw that needs to be switched up in the future, which Grit Shift actually makes some. So I will probably upgrade the light in the near future. But one thing I really don't like about the bike, and it does bug me. Also, one thing I want to put in there too, is it doesn't come with a headlight. It doesn't come with an on and off switch for the headlight. Now I think legally dirt bikes, street bikes actually have to have a headlight on all the time. I'm pretty sure in Ontario. But I feel like it should have came with a switch right here just to turn it on and off for when you're riding during the day, if you're out riding trails, stuff like that. I think it would just be handy because it might conserve a little bit of battery. I'm not sure how much, but it'd be handy. And also going incognito mode, going like, you know what I mean? So you don't want anyone to see you or something riding in somewhere. You could turn it on and off. But of course, you can buy a switch off Amazon, wire it yourself, or buy one of the plug and play switches. All right, here is the final issue I have with this bike, is the pegs. These pegs are absolutely horrendous. They have no grip on them whatsoever. As you can see, they just literally, you can just curl your finger in and out of them, no grip whatsoever. They're like a Toys R Us peg, as I like to call them. If you don't know what that is, it's a toy store in Canada. But they're just so dinky and so like, I feel like everything on the bike is so nice, and like the frame and everything, and then you come down to the peg and it's just such low quality on the pegs. Now, yes, you can take a file them down more to make them sharper, or of course you can go and buy some aftermarket ones like Warp 9 ones that actually have the studs in them, and they're also wider for feet like mine. I don't know, I'm like size 11 or something, and it's just not super grippy, and it's like once you get wet or muddy, it's absolute, like, it's a disaster. That's why it's like, it makes it a little bit difficult to ride with these cheap pegs, which I plan on upgrading in hopefully the next couple months. All right, so those are 5 things I hate about my Talaria Sting. And yeah, but honestly, awesome bike. I love it. Another one thing I want to say about the bike is low acceleration at high speeds. Once you're going about like 50 kilometers an hour and you hold the throttle like open, it doesn't accelerate very fast. And yes, I know how electric motors work, but it is just one disappointing thing about the bike. But really great low end torque, of course. Great bike overall, but 5 things I hate about the bike. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like.